Hi, everyone. Welcome to Straight Talk with Sophia and One. Today it is March the 29th, 2023. And the question we're going to explore is, has there been an intervention? And I'm going to let our questioner tell us the question in his own words.
Yes. Hi, Sophia and One. I have a question to which I am still searching for an answer. The organizers of the pandemic had everything in place to succeed in their plan to enslave humanity, especially here in the West. But when it appeared that the last opponents to the jab chip were lost, something strange happened. They lost the initiative. What happened? Was there any intervention? Who? And 2021, I heard in a video that there was an intervention, but I was in disbelief. Then, a few weeks after that, I catched the virus for the second time. My intuition said to me that the pandemic was finished, but I was still not sure. Thank you.
Okay, great. The way that the answer was given to me and the way that One gave it to me was to tell me first who you are and why you wanted to know, and then the answer. So interrupt me as I read this. The first thing he said is, you are one of the protectors, a light warrior. The reason you're asking is because a part of you knows the answer.
Yes, it's true.
Warriors and protectors of the sacred have in most cases chosen to proceed in a life on earth without a concrete memory of who they are. And then he went on to say, you too are a guardian, and that you have come now to assist with this planet's liberation.
Wow.
Yeah. He mentioned, how does that feel?
I don't know what to say.
I figured. Okay. He said, you've met another guardian and his role was different than yours, and he chose to remember his role. He said, if you think about the subjects that interest you, that you will start to realize that how this could be true, and that most of your life you're conscious here, focused here on earth, yet you have dreams. And he went on to talk about how sometimes the dreams you have leave behind almost physical evidence for you the next day. I don't know if that feels right to you or.
Yes, that happened. That happened. I don't know how many times, but that happened to me.
Mm-hmm. What do you feel the next till you wake up feeling like something happened the night before? Something like that?
No, no, at the moment I didn't have any dream.
Mm-hmm.
But in the past I have dreams that happened more than once.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they feel real, right?
Yes, yes.
That's what it sounded what he was saying. He said, realize that you've been working in an alternate time frame. And sometimes there is a bit of bleed through into this one, meaning you remember, you'll bring back a memory and it will probably fade. That's the impression I got. He said it's a matter of focus, and your focus determines your reality. And he said, and for you specifically, that you hold an equivalent level of focus in each. I wrote down timeline. It's not really a timeline. It's more I guess a reality. You have an equal amount of focus in each realities, because in both places your focus is on removing the controllers. And so all of you is engaged, the part of you that you're not aware of in your earthly body, and then the part of you that has dreams, and that this was your chosen role. And that the reason you asked the question is because of your role. And he said, yes, there has been and is still an intervention. He said, you know more than you remember, and therefore you intuitively recall scenes from numerous places, all of which have occurred. He,
When I first heard of an intervention, I I believed it, but at the moment I didn't see any reality in that, because but I believe that it was true. But I always want to have proof.
Mhm.
But a few months after that, I got proof that it was. I'm not sure. I was not sure it was intervention, but I felt that something have changed.
Mhm. Mhm. And that's what he said then, that some of the information came from you inside of the group you are a part of, meaning the Guardians. And then he said some of it came from the White Hats, and some of it came from elsewhere, from non-local sources.
Mm.
He said, these are the ones you're inquiring about, and you did not witness their part, but you felt it. You felt the results of their part.
Yes, yes.
He said, you are highly attuned to combat and defensive postures. This comes from training, and this comes from your chosen role. He said, what happened was an overthrow. The top level controllers were extricated, along with those immediately following. It was unexpected, brief, and complete. They are no more. And then he said, yet perhaps equally toxic are the levels beneath them. At this level, they continue to operate the fabric of manipulation over human and earth affairs. And those that are at that level hold little empathy for the plight of the common man.
Oh, I'm sure I see that. I see
Yeah,
that. They
I do
don't
too.
have any. They don't have any interest for people here. They, they are psychopaths.
It's like they hate us.
Yes, yes, it's that they hate us.
hmm
They,
That's how.
they want to kill as many as possible.
hmm hmm That's how it feels.
Yeah, yeah.
He said, and then he went on to say that their influence will not be felt always, but it is felt today. And that the current and incoming frequency will not support them, and that they will evaporate quickly. And he went on to describe them, and he said they stand to lose what they perceive as everything And all of their efforts, everything they're doing now is preventing them from losing everything, because at least that's how I felt when he was saying it, that everything they're doing is in desperation.
Yes, I see it. Well, not that I see it, but I read it and I feel it too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They are desperate
Mm-hmm.
and they do a lot of crazy things.
Mm-hmm.
That that's a sign of desperation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because well, it's almost over, right? I mean, I feel that you feel that. And then he went, that it took an interesting turn because he said, you inquire quite specifically about what happened. And then he said, it was the Andromedans. They happened. They acted as insurance for the warriors whose job it was to carry out the removal,
Yeah.
which that was new. I don't know anything about that race or group. So that was,
I heard a little bit of, but not very much. I don't have much information of them, but yeah.
mhm. He said, it's not that they lost, meaning the controllers, it's not that they lost their initiative. They were removed before they could finish.
Mhm.
And,
Yes,
and go ahead.
they really appeared that yeah, it was their plan would succeed, and I was yeah a little bit afraid
Hmm.
because I love my freedom,
Hmm.
and I didn't want to lose it or to get shipped. I'm not an like yeah.
Hmm. I hear you. He went on to talk about them, the group that were trying, the controllers call them. He said their origin is not human, and they hold no such notion of freedom in their hearts. And as components of creation, they too are adherents of free will. And he said their plan of ownership would never survive because ultimately creation follows oneness, balance, and free will, and it will not sustain a monopoly. And a monopoly will always die out. Um, and he said the imbalance on Earth has gone on for much longer than expected. And this is because to participate was seen as a delicious opportunity to experience, and many, many souls lined up for the chance to do so. And the more souls born to experience the conflict, the longer the conflict went on. And then he said, in your year of 2023, you have reached the time of disclosure. And that's part of the reason why these conversations are happening with him. He said it is not so much that their plan was abandoned, it was ended. The force to end it was a combination of the frequency, your group, the warrior factions, and the Andromedans.
Mhm.
Um, he then said that there will be a day where you remember everything.
Well, I hope.
That'll be a
But,
lot to.
since I am a child, I um, I was always interested for ships and yeah and ETs and like such things like that.
Mm-hmm,
And sometimes I think I think it's not it's some memory or some
mm-hmm,
I don't know how to explain that.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know, you're not alone. if I could just interject, my own experience is that in all these years, I've heard from a lot of people that say the kinds of things that you're saying. So I think there's a lot of you here. And actually, later in the conversation, he says that um, there's a lot of warrior guardians here now. I'm trying to find it here.
Mm.
He said that you know much more than your current, vantage point, your current life allows you to remember, but you sense that knowing and you're always questioning, wondering when you will feel as if you have the absolute truth because you know somewhere in you that you don't have it yet. We've been
Yeah.
lied to. Um, he said warriors/guardians are a specific and special brand of human. Your world has many of them now, and they are near to the time when their role will change, and that these are souls who have seen battle and are fiercely loyal to the light, and that they've been and still are in a fight for freedom, but that fight will end, but then there'll be another phase, and that will be to introduce, well, to help build a new world.
Yes, that sometimes I have that feeling
Yeah.
that I will help in the new world.
Mhm. That must be wonderful.
And it's sometimes it's a big feeling that I wonder why I have that feeling, and sometimes I wonder uh, why uh, I feel that it's strange,
Hmm.
strange feeling.
Hmm.
But I'm sure that I will help.
Hmm. Yeah, that's what he goes on to say, that they are here to help humanity launch this new and free society that honors all of life. And then he said something funny, and I don't know if you're going to think it's funny, but I thought it was. He said, they are a dichotomy, if you know one, appearing rough and ready on the outside, while gentle and filled with love on the inside. He said they have immense power and creative instincts. I thought that
Oh,
was beautiful.
yes, yes, it's really and beautiful. Yes, yeah, that's it has a little bit truth in it
Does it?
because I'm big and I'm 1 meter 87 and
Wow.
a little bit strong and I think sometimes people are afraid of me, but
Hmm.
I'm very gentle and I have a lot of humor.
Hmm.
And when people get to know me, they see that I'm gentle.
Hmm. Hmm. I always felt that in your all these years we've been talking to each other. I always felt
Ah,
that from you. Yeah. Hmm. He goes on to say that you will find yourself remembering and recognizing your power, and soon and often. And he said, and you can trust what, as you remember it, as you feel it, you can trust that it's time to use it and it's time for you to step out from behind the curtain. That's how I heard that.
mm,
Um, he said, I think this is getting to the end of what he was saying here. He said it is worth saying that the reason he asks the question is because he knows these beings who have attempted complete control, and he is aware of their tenacity and unrelenting methods, and therefore he could not figure out why they lost their initiative. And he said he is correct. They did not lose their initiative, but they were stopped.
mm.
And that's why that's what he felt. He felt they'd been stopped. So,
Mhm. Yes, because I found it strange that they were about to win,
mhm,
and then they everything like well, not disappeared, but it changed. That was I was wondering what happened, why.
mhm, mhm. You know, I think they've multiple levels have been stopped. I don't know if you feel this, but ever since, well, since you and I have been talking, really, since which was 10 years ago, there were times when it seemed like factions of them were stopped, like at the upper levels, they were stopped. And
Mm,
then there was somebody below that, and there was a group of and but recently, um, they're getting closer to
mm,
the human component. So, um, it's just I definitely feel that there is no way that this plan goes on. It's over.
mm.
It's just got to play out in Earth time.
Yeah, yes, yes, I see in my readings and that yeah, it's over, but yeah, it's the last moment of the play, uh, as as I see it. But it will definitely change, and changes are there for people who can see it.
Mhm. Yeah, I get this feeling when I speak to one or to other people, and also to other people like you who understand what's going on, is that I don't know. I guess I'm just going to say this. I think that there's going to be a moment where something will happen that we'll all see at the same time.
Yeah. Yes.
And that maybe that will be the sign that, okay, now it's over. Like they'll see it, we'll see it, everybody will see it.
Hmm.
And then we'll know it's over. And then the rebuilding can start in earnest. We can really start working towards new ways of doing things.
Yes, I'm waiting for that moment.
Hmm. Hmm. It feels like we've been waiting forever. But then when you think about it's hard to believe that it's 2023, like, I don't know. It goes fast and slow all at once.
Hmm. Yeah, if time is now fast, I think time passed. I do. I don't know how to say it, but things are going very quickly, and time is also passing very quickly.
Hmm. The
That's
days
the
seem,
feeling that I have.
I have that too. It feels like an hour now is not the same as an hour 10 years ago. It,
Yes, and also months and a year. It's not the same anymore.
mm-mm, mm-mm. Yeah. And I think that's part of the change that we're going through,
Mm.
you know. So, so did you want to say anything else? We're getting to the end of our minutes here. So, did you have any questions or anything else before I stop our recording?
Well, what I can say, I'm very pleased and happy that I could speak to you, and also to one that he answered my question. And I feel that you are a friend for me. We know each other. We know, not exactly knowing, but it's 10 years that we communicate now.
Mhm.
And yeah, you are a friend to me.
Mhm. Well, thank you for that. And thank you for asking this question. It's lovely to feel you and hear you and to learn about the guardians that are walking around. I guess there's a lot of you. So that's a wonderful thought. And I'm glad that you asked it and are sharing it now because lots of people will know it. And it just gives me more hope. And hopefully it will give others the same. So
Mm.
I appreciate you and always appreciate your information and questions and all these years we've been talking back and forth to the guardian and now to you.
A good
So
friend. He will come back. He
I
will
know,
come back, I'm
I,
sure.
I know you've been saying that and I'm hanging on to that. And but no,
Yeah.
the minute I hear from him, you'll know. I'll let you know right away. So, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna close it out and I'll turn off the recording and then we can say goodbye. So, um, uh, just thank you for everything that you've done, and I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I hope that everyone listening um, gets a lot out of this
Mm.
uh, phone call.
I thank you too. And have a nice day and everything, nice life, and yeah, everything fine.
Yes,
Everything will be fine.
yes, yes, I
We have
believe
to
so.
wait a little bit more, but it will be fine.
Yes, yes,
Mm.
it will be. I believe that
Mm.
as well.